Hello and welcome back to the Spa Business Mastery Podcast. My name is Kirsten Foss, and this episode is our May Numerology Forecast edition. So you are here because you want to know what's coming down the pipe for May, and I want to tell you all about it. So I just want to touch on why I'm doing forecasts, why I'm doing numerology forecasts. And the reason why I've done I've followed forecasts for myself for many, many, many years. I think we all look at our astrology forecasts, at some point in our life or the other. But in terms of numerology forecasts, I've been paying attention to them for quite a few years now. And my intention of bringing these forecasts to you is so that you can see what's coming down the pipe and be more prepared and work intentionally with the energies that are available so you can literally go with the flow more easily. I know a lot of times in spa business, it feels like we're pushing a big rock uphill. And the less we can feel that way, the better. Thus, numerology. And here we are at the forecast. All right, so the first thing I want to do before I get into May is just do a quick little debrief about April. And I'm really curious if you followed the April forecast with the 3 energy month and all that expansive, creative, collaborative energy. How did it go for you? Because that 3 energy can feel super expansive and creative, but the low vibration of it can have you feeling like super overwhelmed. The other kind of big aspect of the 3 energy last month was like really high highs and really low lows. And that actually seemed to be a theme from what I gathered from many people for April. And so, really what I like doing with numerology when we're getting ready to shift into a new energetic month, I like to look at what I learned about the month that I've just been in. And so for me, April was definitely, I definitely felt the creative, amplified creativity energy available. And I would say for the first half of April, I was all over that. I loved it. I was, sitting at my desk. I've got lots of ideas. Been doing some new training. It's just popping off so many great ideas. I'm also preparing to, right now I'm in the middle of testing out the Soul of Spa Business membership. So we've got 15 spa owners in there, and we're blending spa business and spirituality, soul work. Essentially what we're doing is we're, kind of they're learning how to bridge heaven and earth using their business. And so, I felt great for the first 2 months of April. And then I have a chronic illness. I've got IBS, and I've been doing really great for 5 months. And all of a sudden I got hit with a flare. And I realized afterwards, as I was coming out of it, that, I was thinking, what was that about? Because I've been stable for 5 months and doing really good. And I realized and recognized that, my mental kind of like the creativity that happened at the beginning of the month was a bit too much for my nervous system. I went through a period in 2020 to 2022 where I had like massive, massive life circumstances that were extremely stressful, which has kicked in the IBS. And so I realized at the end of April that, oh, wow, I really tipped into overwhelm, but I mentally didn't realize it. My body sure did, though. And what I learned from that is, and I actually ended up having a conversation with my body. I learned that I wasn't listening to my physical body, to my nervous system and what it can handle. And it's still, it still needs to be very gentle. And I wasn't listening to it. And so my body was telling me through a flare that, Kirsten, way too much, way, way, way too much, dial it down. And that you can handle. And so I really, kind of looking back at that for the month of April, and that massive 3 creative energy was just a little bit too much for my tender little nervous system as it's healing. So that was a really good learning for me. I felt like I just had like a huge aha moment with that. Now, if I wasn't in the habit of debriefing the energy of the month, I might not have connected those dots as easily. It might have taken me a couple more times of not paying attention to my nervous system, blowing through what it's comfortable with right now, and then having a flare. So I felt like I learned a lot about the three energy this past month, and it the biggest message for me, and your message will be very different. It can be very different. Biggest message for me was, Kirsten, if you want your body to trust you, you have to take care of it first with your logical conscious mind, so that it doesn't have to trigger physical flares to let me know, yay, mayday, too much. So I'm really curious how, if you watched the April numerology forecast, how did your three energy month go? What were the highs of that three that you experienced? What were the lows of that three? What did you learn from it? Because when we have these, big learning moments, that shifts us into a different gear in our personal life and our business in ways that you just can't even really see right now. It's because it has to do with really, truly honoring yourself and what you're in alignment with. Okay, let's talk about May. Ooh, well, May. So April was a three energy month. May is a four energy month. Now, four is high level. It's about stability, systems, structure, foundation. Now, when you think of the four in the manifestation cycle, so we started with one, new ideas, fresh ideas, getting started. Two, collaborating, connecting with others to kind of bring that idea up in its manifestation. The three was the next piece of that, amplified creativity, getting lots of ideas of what we could do with that particular project. Now that we've got all the ideas and we're really amped up about it, now we shift into four. Four is asking us, okay, yo, that was super exciting, but now it's time to get serious and to get organized about it. Because it can't keep moving through the manifestation cycle in a healthy way if it's all stuck up all in your head, and it's, that low three is overwhelmed and getting overwhelmed. Like it's just kind of spinning, spinning, spinning. The other piece of the three, when we get overwhelmed, it's super easy to kind of go from like super excited and high to like super low, going, oh damn it, is this even a viable project? And maybe I should just throw in the towel and blah, all what the overwhelm does. So this four energy is saying, hey guys, what you are creating, how serious are you about it? Because it is now time to go all in. Not 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not dipping one little toe in, but all in. Because when we're all in, that's when we start building the foundation of something that's going to be lasting, that's going to be impactful, something that's going to be purposeful. It has to have a solid foundation. It has to be grounded in real things. Okay. So that's why this month, the month of May, being a four energy month, is so important for you to have this awareness about what to do with all of the ideas and the creativity that got pumped up in April. Now, what do you do with it? We're going to talk about that. Okay. Now, if you are a ruling number 4, leadership code 4, or a life path 4, this is going to be a big month for you, just like last month was a big month for those who had 3 in their code. So the 4 energy is all about developing a systematic approach to life and, creating something to create something that's stable, that is purposeful. Right? That's the key core foundation of the 4 energy, a systematic approach to life while creating something secure and lasting. The 4 energy is about practical, tactical. It's a builder number. It's so if you ever have looked into angel numbers, and one of the angel numbers is 22. Or master number. So there's, 11 is a master number, 22 is a master 11, 33 is master number, 44, 60, all those things. So When you look at 22, that's actually considered the master builder number, and 2 and 2 equal 4. So 4 is the builder, it's the systems teacher. Okay. 4 energy is very practical and hardworking. It's all about creating stability and safety. It's about implementing the power of a productive process. All right, so I'm just going to pause here for a second, because what I see in the spa industry as, like, owners, leaders, spa managers, there is a certain amount of lack of structure in the spa industry when it comes to operations. And most spas are kind of winging it. I'm really curious how many of you that are listening actually have an operations manual. But an operations manual is simply the protocols of everything that happens in the spa, from reception, like opening, cashing out a client, to giving a facial, to giving a manicure, all of those. Like, it's a process, step by step. And the intention of having an operations manual, training new staff from an operations manual, and coaching, to make sure that the ops manual is being consistently implemented, is because that's what gives a business its consistency with bookings, consistency with client outcomes, consistency with teamwork, consistency with team culture, consistency with hiring. This all comes from needing to having systems and structure. If you don't have systems in your spa business, and you're wanting to grow it with people, as your business grows, it gets more complicated, period. That's just a fact. And if you don't put in systems to ease those complications, there's no way that you're going to be efficient enough in your business to provide those consistent client outcomes. So provide those consistent the team culture, all of the things I just talked about. Without systems and structure, it's so easy for everybody, especially if you have a team, to slip into overwhelm, disconnect, and most importantly, slipping past boundaries. This is what gives your business its ability to be sustainable, right? Is to have this strong foundation that is based on systems, so that you don't have to, none of the team, you with clients, you in your business, there are boundaries set up because they're baked into the systems. The 4 energy, in short, I'm just going to say it. It's all about commitment. It's a time for you to decide, how serious are you about your spa business? Is this a glorified hobby, or is this a purposeful career? The 4 is here to, like, shake that up for you. Because, if we never activate that 4 energy after the creative amplified 3 creativity, you're never going to see the business vision come to reality. It has nothing to ground it into reality. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of 4 energy, and why this is such a key month for your business growth. Let's get into, I want to talk about, like, the highs and the low vibrations of 4, so that you can recognize it when it starts coming up. So we've already talked a little bit about stability, structure, systems. It's the routine that creates order and focus in your business. This is about organization. How many of you are not feeling organized in your business right now? What parts are not feeling organized? That's the flag in the play for you as far as what systems need attention. If you're feeling disorganized, if you're feeling flat out, kind of crazy, or even really ticked off at anything in your business, I guarantee you it's asking for a system in there to help it create some stability. We can stabilize these unstable situations in our business by creating systems. The 4 energy is about a step-by-step process, not skipping steps, because when we skip steps, we miss stuff, okay? So again, 4 energies, step by step, follow the plan. Four energy, again, like I said, is the builder. It's very hardworking energy, very like lots of tenacity, and it can be very productive. It's practical. Four energy is very practical. It's not the creative aspects that we were talking about for last month. It's definitely grounded in practicality. Four energy is also, because this is about foundations, four energy will often see stuff about family, because that's our original foundation, right? So those of you that are a ruling number 4 or a leadership code 4, a lot of times you have experienced, like, how would I say it? Like, it's not been like your home life as a child and growing up wasn't considered, you didn't consider that it wasn't stable. And it's really common for people that have a ruling number 4 as their code to have this show up, to have this kind of disruptive childhood or a disruptive family life, or family that is, doesn't feel peaceful and grounded. But it's because as a life path 4, you're here to learn about creating stability. And we only learn by seeing and experiencing often the low vibration of it. Unfortunately, that's part of, like, we live in a duality, an energetic duality. It is for us to be able to make choices as humans. That's kind of one of our main key characteristics of being on this planet, is to make choices. Okay. Four energy is also, as far as spa, and if you're wanting to grow with a team, it's very much team energy. Four energy loves knowledge, and loves kind of that commitment to that knowledge. And finally, I would say that 4 is also, like, just because of that groundedness and kind of that search for, a lot of 4s are searching for stability in their life. Like, it's kind of like this lifelong, like, seeking of stability. 4s are very honest, very loyal, and can be quite mature. Let's talk about the low vibration, because this, it's all nice. It's all nice to think about. We're only going to see and experience the high vibration of 4, but the reality is that you likely are going to be noticing the low vibration of 4 before you actually notice the high vibration of the 4. Because, right, when we perceive things happening negatively to us, we all of a sudden pay attention. Interesting, huh? Okay, the low of 4 is very much the opposite of the high. So it is unstable, feeling unstable, being unstable, the business not being stable, like not being financially stable, not having stable staff members, not having, let's see, I mean, there's all sorts of places where we can be unstable. Like, our inventory can be stable because we don't have enough cash flow, which, it has this whole trickle down effect. If we don't have enough cash flow, we don't have enough inventory on hand, that we can't sell as easily. Yes, we can order, but to capture that sale right away, we want to have the product on hand. Lack of structure or lack of foundation. So if you are planning on hiring a team and you do not have a hiring protocol, and especially if you do not have a training program, man, it is going to feel very, very unstable for you as a leader, and your team's going to feel unstable as they're trying to work in your business. Misalignment is another low vibration that comes up. Lack of resources, lack of practicality. Sometimes 4 energy, especially if you're a ruling number 4, I know sometimes you guys like part of your lesson in your life is to follow the step-by-step process, but I also understand that 4s get really frustrated and they just want to skip to the end and get to the achievement. But that's not what your lifetime is actually about. And that's not what this month is about. It's not about, like, just skipping to achievement. It's about following the process. What steps do I need to do to get from A to X, whatever. Feeling disorganized, being disorganized, lack of attention to detail. All right, so you might see this showing up with your team members. So if any of your team members have a lot of 4 energy in their chart, you will see this. Like, they don't want to follow step-by-step processes necessarily, especially if they're not super personally, like, they're not aware. They tend to want to just jump forward. And the other thing I notice about 4 energy or 4 life path 4s is that they get, when they're kind of feeling lazy, they don't have the attention to detail. And that's such a key piece for them, more than any of the other numbers, is attention to detail. Laziness, that's another low vibe of the 4. Unstable family dynamics, I mentioned that a little bit earlier. So I'm really curious if you are a life path 4 or leadership code, if that is true for you. Have you struggled with your familial relationships? Another low vibration of the 4 is over delivering. And I can see how this can sometimes happen in the spa industry. So that shows up as like going over time, over explaining to clients about products or services. Like when you over explain it, they start getting more confused. Lack of nourishment is another one of the low 4 vibrations. When you think about it, like you need nourishment to have a stable foundation, right? For your thinking to happen, for all your body functions to happen in a healthy way, to be an efficient human, you need nourishment. But the low vibration of 4 will, again, skip steps, not forget to have lunch, or just skip lunch and then skip dinner. And, next thing you know, you're not feeling very good. Well, we haven't taken care of ourselves. We are the first foundation here. Frustrated and resentful is a low vibration of 4. Bossy and opinionated. Being rigid and conservative is another low of the 4. And one that I have seen is being a martyr about work and responsibilities. And that's kind of like, it's playing the blame game. It's somebody else's fault because you didn't get done what you need to get done. Or, oh, I gotta do it all myself. That is very low 4 vibration. And really doesn't help. And then the last piece of the low vibration here of the 4 that I want to mention is quitting. Because the high vibration of the 4 is just like tenacity. Like, I'm going to build this. Like, this is the builder number. I'm going to build it. I'm going to make it happen step by step, plug away, bang, bang, bang. But when you're in your low vibration of the 4, sometimes you're just like, oh, screw it. Whatever, I'm done. I don't want to finish it. Which, sometimes you're like just a little bit of ways from the end and you quit, right? And it's hard to know, if you do that, it's hard to know what would have happened. All right. Now, if you are a leadership code or ruling number 4, this is also worker bee kind of energy, sometimes into workaholic. So watch that. But you do have a very analytical mind. The builder has an analytical mind. All right. In tarot, the card that corresponds with this is the Emperor card. So this is from my deck. If you're watching from YouTube or Facebook, this is my Light Seers deck. So this is the Emperor card here. Last month was the Empress, and that's the Divine Feminine. So this is the Divine Masculine. So this is from the Light Seers deck. And if you have a Rider-Waite deck, this is what the Emperor would look like here. So the Emperor is responsible, very responsible. He, logical mind, takes his ruling very seriously. There's so many things about the Emperor. I won't get into it because we're talking about numerology, not tarot, but there's a lot of, you can see some of the symbolism of the 4 energy in the tarot cards. Very cool. I like that stuff. Okay, let's talk about how this 4 energy month is actually going to be showing up in your spa business, because this is how we actually blend soul and energetics with the practicality of we're here on this earth. All right, so like I said at the beginning, 4 energy is very much commitment energy. Are you in or are you out? It's time to decide about your spa business. And it's kind of deciding whether this is just going to stay like a glorified hobby, or are you really going to go all in and give this methodical step-by-step process, and you're going to give it your all. You're going to build it. That's the 4, wanting to build it. So if you've been in a habit of, you love to start things, you love the creativity of getting going on them, but then stall out at actually implementing, this is where it's going to show up. This month is about implementing systems and structure into your business. So how do you know where you need to put systems and structure? Anywhere that you're lacking systems and structure will probably be frustrating you in your business. So like I mentioned earlier, whether you're not getting enough bookings, whether you're not selling enough retail sales, you're not pre-booking enough, they're not coming back, your client retention is low. All of those places need systems to be developed. So I would start with your sales systems so that you can kind of fund the other systems to be done. But that's usually the flag in the play. Where there's problems is where there needs to be a system. Another area you'll notice coming up this month is if there's actually a misalignment with your vision, like what you want to be doing with your business, because 4 energy is like, all right, let's get organized and structured. What's in alignment with you? If it's not in alignment with you, it's going to feel very hard to kind of continue on with your business, kind of this methodical step-by-step piece. So this might be a time to just think about, what parts of my business feel really aligned, what parts of my business don't feel aligned at all, and maybe make some decisions about the ones that aren't aligned. Maybe it's time to let those services go. That's okay. You get to reinvent yourself anytime and any which way that you want. It is your business. It is a reflection of you, your personality, your dreams, your soul work is being expressed through your business. You get to do whatever you want. That's why you are an entrepreneur, right? You don't have to have a boss to say, no, you can't do that. Okay, another place you might see this in the spa industry is overworking. So you as the spa leader, I know most of you feel overworked, and this is a month to look at what you can delegate. Otherwise, you're just going to stay stuck in this stuck place of not being able to, feel any relief from the overwhelm. That overwhelming piece and overworking piece. I know a couple of spa owners right now that feel like they're like just stuck in this tight little loop. And this is absolutely where we look at what needs to be delegated, because there's things that absolutely need to be delegated. So these could be things that are delegated in the business. So whether you've got a social media manager, or you've got somebody writing and sending your emails, or even coming in to clean the spa. At home, this could be having somebody come in your house and clean. This could be maybe you get I don't know what they have in the States here, but we've got like Fresh Prep and HelloFresh for like meal preps. So maybe you're getting like you're ordering three meal preps a week. So it's a little easier for you to get dinner. So those are the things that we want to delegate if you are feeling like you're overworked and overwhelmed. Another place you're going to notice things is anywhere that is missing attention to detail. So you probably have a list maybe up in your head of things that need attention. And if you need more bookings, then there's some attention to detail that needs to happen on your website. Okay, whether that is copywriting, imagery, strategy, like how your site is laid out, or all 3. Okay, so that's one place that could be, there's missing attention to detail. Another place can show up in your team members. Clients complaining that the service wasn't the same as it was with another person. Or maybe you're watching and you're noticing those manicures are going out and they're not what they were looking like. That means that they're get back into the system of training for those team members. Another place to look this month is any relationship fractures. So this will be relationship fractures in your business. Could be with team members, could be with clients. Now, with clients, it's a little different. We don't necessarily can get into like relationship conversations, but it's really helpful to understand what's going on with your relationship fractures. But most helpful will be if you have any team members where there's some fractures, and looking at how do we heal these fractures? Are they healable? Is it too far gone? And what can I learn from this so that we don't get here again? The last little note I have here as far as where is for energy going to show up in your spa business, and that's definitely going to be in your spa management organization. So I know this gig is not easy being an entrepreneur, especially if you are in the treatment room or managing people. It's a lot, but you can likely, and I'm sure there are likely places that could be more and better organized. So that's kind of where your attention is going to be drawn in the month of May. Now, I would like to suggest that outside of the practical pieces of spa management, creating systems or keeping organized, to support your own leadership and to support your own soul in your spa business, there's a couple of things that you can do to really nourish yourself. And one of those things is to get out into nature. So, May 1st is Beltane. This is all about the divine feminine, about Mother Nature. And Mother Nature has so much energy, positive, beautiful, healing, collaborative, connected energy that we don't take advantage of nearly enough. So get out into nature this month as much as you can. That is literally going to be like sorbet for the soul for you. And the other piece that I would recommend is guided meditations, grounding guided meditations for this month. So I think there's a bunch of apps that have meditations. I think it's called Timer. Can't remember. My phone doesn't want to open up, but there's all sorts of apps that you can get that have guided meditations, because most people aren't good at doing meditation on their own, especially getting started. You got too much monkey mind, which is why I like recommending guided meditations. There's guided meditations for free on Apple. I'm sure they're on Spotify, YouTube. Like there's lots of free ones, and there's lots of apps the free apps that you can do these guided meditations as well. One of the things that I'm not sure if you remember, but I'm beta testing a membership for spa business owners, but it's called the Soul of Spa Business Membership. And there's 15 people in the group. And we talk about soul work. We talk about the energetics of the month, how to specifically work them into their business. And included in their membership is a monthly meditation. And last month's meditation was actually a grounding meditation, because 3 energy was just so like, woo. I wanted to create, and I collaborated with a colleague of mine, Megan Raza, who's a hypnotherapist. And so we've collaborated on creating these guided meditations specifically for kind of spa and wellness entrepreneurs, and to use those as a tool, like a regular tool, a regular kind of soul, could be daily practice, because they're like short 10 minutes. I don't expect, when I say meditate, I'm not like, don't go sit for an hour and meditate. Like, who has that time? Maybe on the weekend, but for the most part, we only need like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to kind of bring us back into our bodies, tone down the chaos and feel a little bit more grounded and more balanced. So I would definitely recommend finding a guided meditation to help support you this month in grounding your energy into this 4 energy month. Okay, what are your action steps? So I gave you a couple of action steps for your personal self to nourish that, and that's so important. Please keep nourishing your soul and your energy. But what do you do practically, tactically? Well, my action step for you this month is to look at the places that feel chaotic or disorganized or unstable, and do a little analysis. What systems or structure do those things need in order for them to be more stable, to be organized, and to feel way less chaotic? So use this month as the month to analyze and see which parts of your spa business need more stability and structure. Please go ahead and do this for your personal life as well, because like I said at the beginning, we are all connected. There's no line that says this is personal and this is business. It's together. All right, my friends, that is the energetic forecast for May. And if you are ruling number 4, then this month is going to be amplified for you. You're going to feel a lot of the 4 energy more than most people. So everybody, this is a universal 4 month for everybody. But those of you that have a lot of 4 in your chart, or if you have a team with lots of 4 in their chart, or if you have family with lots of 4 in their chart, you might want to go back and listen to this and take notes, because it might be a little bit of an intense month. All right, so the one last little bit that I have been doing in my other forecasts is doing the dates. Now, I want to just quickly do a couple of dates for you before we log off here. And the first one I want to share with you is May 1st. It is a 5 energy day. And 5 energy is all about like change. So I think it's kind of funny that we start the month out with an energy of change. It's kind of like, feel like the universe is kind of saying to us like, all right, let's kick it up a little and, let's change it for your greater good. This is, you've been asking for these things. Let's start building the structure for it. Now, May 1st being Beltane, that is part of like the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming together. This is very much Mama Earth energy for the 1st of May. So if you can get outside and commune with nature, that would be a beautiful energetic space to do that. Then we have Saturday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I don't know if you guys are Star Wars people. I certainly am. My whole family is. I love Star Wars because it's so stinking spiritual. Have you ever seen, have you really looked at it that way? Like all of them. There's so much there. I love it. So Saturday, May 4th is actually an 8 energy day. And we're in an 8 energy year. So this is like a bit of an abundance portal, because 8 is the energy of abundance. So this would be a great time to, so it's a Saturday. If you're not working, this is a really great time to, look at numbers, create some sales goals, debrief on how you've been doing with your sales tactics, creating more sales goals for the upcoming month and kind of sticking with that. But also, the 8 energy is really also about claiming your own divine abundance. And I encourage you to do that on the 4th because of that 8-8 energy, little 8-8 portal. Claim your divine abundance. It's available to you. Then on May 7th, we've got a new moon. It's a 2 energy day. So new moon energy is about building. So we're building, the moon is building its size again. So it's a wonderful day for considering, fresh starts or new ideas. With that new moon phase, kind of like, and it's already also, it's a 2 energy day that day. The 1 energy day is the Monday, but it's kind of like this new moon at the beginning of a new manifestation cycle for that week. On the 9th, we have a 4-4 portal. So this is more of a structure and stability activation portal. So it's a 4 energy day in a 4 energy month. So the 4 will be really amplified. If you are a ruling number 4, or if you have lots of 4 in your charts, whoo, I would carve off some time if you can to develop and build systems and structure for you and yourself, whether it needs personal stuff or in the business. But it's an activation portal for you to build stability. Have a little bit of a quiet week or so. Then we've got a full moon on the 23rd. It's also a 9 energy day that day, which is great. Full moon is all about releasing. A 9 energy day. 9 is about having higher perspectives, being able to let go of certain belief systems or perspectives that no longer serve you. So the 23rd would be a really, really great day to debrief things. So debriefing things in your business, what Are there services that we could pare down and get rid of that we don't need, that don't really get booked anyways, but that's kind of starts feeling more cluttered on the website? Could, in terms of the 4 energy month, which is very much about kind of the relationships, family relationships. Maybe maybe there's somebody in your team that is, been disruptive, and maybe this is a time to think about, it could be time to part ways. Right. So that 9 energy on the full moon is a huge opportunity to let go of stuff, like stuff that is not serving you anymore. Like, quit holding on to it for whatever reason. It is not serving you anymore. Let it go so that you can just move on for what is in alignment with you. And then we actually finish the month on the 31st. As an 8 energy day. So again, we've got another little 8/8 abundance activation portal that we're finishing out the month of May on. So, if we're working in the all of the high vibration of this, then we're getting organized in our business, we're developing systems where they need it, we're analyzing to see the stability of the business financially, what needs shoring up. So all of those things contribute to our abundance. So I love that we're finishing out the month, that 4 energy month, with that abundance portal coming up for us again. All right, my friends, I hope that helps your May, so that you can see what's been coming down the pipe and that you can prepare for it more and not feel like you're kind of at the whim of the so-called life, right? Because that can feel really overwhelming. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer your questions about numerology. Please send me an email at kirsten@kirstenfoss.com, or you can just simply comment if you are listening to this on any of our social media platforms. But for sure, give us a follow. I will be back here next week with a spa business leadership topic. Delia will be here the week after, and then we have another guest on for the last of the month. Take good care. Have a beautiful 4 energy month this May, and build, build, build.